All right, let's get into King Kong. I used to watch this movie all the time as a kid. I think it used to be on HBO all the time back in the mid and late 80s. You would have King Kong, and then they would play King Kong Returns. So this had to have been like, what, 86, 87 when I would watch this all the time on HBO. Of course, you know, you got the great Jessica Lange in this one, and boy, she was very pretty back in her day. She still is. When the newer movies that she's been in, she never really lost her looks, but she was very, very pretty. One of the prettiest actresses of that time period. And you have Jeff Bridges. Always get Jeff Bridges mixed up with Beau Bridges. Jeff Bridges, he plays kind of like a scientist type of character as well. He's very well done. And this is, well, sorry. And you have Charles, Charles Grodin. I had to make sure I got his last name right. Charles Grodin, the guy with very dry humor. He plays the sleazy capitalist. I don't got nothing about capitalism. You know, get the money, get all the money you can. Without capitalism, you don't have all the abundance of food and supplies that you have. You have people starving. Anyways, he's kind of a slimy version of a capitalist in this one. He's trying to make money, getting some oil, so he finds this island nobody's tapped into yet, thinking that he could get some oil out of there and become super rich. Turns out the oil is not ready to be made into gasoline or whatever, so that kind of fails. So he goes to the next big thing, captures King Kong, and brings him to New York. And of course, we know the disaster in that one. So my previous video was Godzilla 1954, and I was talking about the stop motion and the special effects of that one. By 1976, King Kong really shows how far stop motion and special effects have gone from 54 to 76, 22 years, and had the big improvement. And it is a huge improvement because there's times where King Kong looks very realistic, especially when you do the close-up shots. But there are still times where you can tell that it is far from being realistic. You can actually kind of see the tricks and stuff that they used to bring King Kong to life. So, for the most part, it's a hit. Sorry. On that front, and a miss. And just like in today's movies, when they use CGI, you know, sometimes the CGI looks fantastic, and other times you're like, man, that is so fake there on the screen. It kind of ruins the movie. You get that a little bit here on King Kong. Like I said, you get strong action, strong sets, designs on this one too. You can really tell to put money into this. You know, it seems like now when you see like the newer King Kong and Godzilla movies, sometimes the acting kind of falters a little bit. But back then, especially when those high budget ones, they really were able to write good human characters. It's something that these monster movies kind of lack, especially when you go to the Godzilla universe that they're doing. You got good actors, but the material for them is not very well written for them. But for this one, King Kong 76, you got great material for these actors to work with. And then the 1954 Godzilla as well. The ones like Godzilla -1, where you got a good human story to go along with the monster, are now seems to be a rarity. Maybe they always were a rarity, but it wasn't in this one in this case. So, and also I'll go back to Grodin, whatever. I think his acting is probably one of his strongest acting performances in his career. He was really great. I wouldn't think of him being in comedies later on after this one, because he's not comedic at all. And he also gets that weird sense of humor anyways when he's in his comedies. It's very dry and stuff that, it's just very dry. He's never very, you're not going to find a Steve Martin type of performance from Grodin. But I feel like he's very strong in this one. Of course, Jeff Bridges is great in this movie as well. Trying to also think. Also got some kind of messaging about civilized worlds interrupting primitive civilizations such as this one. Jeff Bridges' character, he brings this up later on, that wondering what the disappearance of King Kong is going to do to the people on the island, because they kind of worshipped him as a god, and they took that away from them. What kind of civilization will they become? Charles Grodin thinks they're going to be a happier civilization because they took away the main threat. I mean, after all, these people are sacrificing women to Kong. We don't really know what Kong is doing to these girls, by the way. I mean, he was very gentle with Jessica Lange's character. However, I mean, was he eating them? What was he doing to these girls? We do not know. But I don't know. Looks like Kong was just looking for some companionship when this movie comes across. Maybe if there was another great big female Kong out there, you would have been very happy. I don't know. But overall, I do enjoy. I think King Kong 1976 still stands up today. I've enjoyed it. Haven't watched this since '88, late '80s. So that's about 40 years ago. My goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious, meatballs of fire. It's been that long. But I enjoyed it today just as much as I did back then. So if you haven't watched it in a while, check out King Kong. I think you'll still like it. Like I said, the special effects still holds up. He still looks like a giant ape at sometimes. And there's some times where you're like, oh, this looks so fake and fictional, fake on screen, but it still doesn't take you out of that universe. Anyways, that's what I got to say about King Kong. What do you guys think about it? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Do you not like it? Do you still think it holds up? Or let me know. Have a great day, and until next time, bye.